Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Melissa, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen my face before, welcome. I'm Melissa and I make Christian videos on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow my Instagram. I'll put it on the screen right now. If you guys ever have any prayer requests, you can always DM me on there and I will pray for you guys. I thought I would film in a different corner of my room today to switch it up a bit. I hope you guys are all doing well and coping well with self-isolation. So today in this video, I really wanted to just share a part of my story with you guys. I don't feel like it's the right time for me right now to share my full testimony, but this is a part of my story and I really wanted to share it. So today I'm going to be talking about my struggle with anxiety. I'm just going to also share some techniques and things that my counselor shared with me to help me get through it. But before we get into this video, I just want to shout out a few of my friends that have recently made YouTube channels. My friend Esther and my friend Jess have both made YouTube channels. They are also Christian and they make testimony videos, worship videos, and they're just so incredible. So I will link them both down below so you guys can check them out. I just love that so many people are like feeling more confident to make a YouTube channel, so shout out to you guys. I would 10 out of 10 recommend their videos. But anyways, let's get started with this video. So first things first, I just want to say that I am not clinically diagnosed with anxiety. I wouldn't say that I necessarily have anxiety as a mental illness. I would say that as a part of my story, I have struggled with anxious behavior and anxious thoughts before, and I've struggled with a few panic attacks before. So I just want to throw that out there before I start this video. I'm also not professionally trained in psychology, so I don't know completely how anxiety works, and I'm not going to be able to give you all the answers, but I just wanted to share a little bit of my story with you guys today, and I hope that it helps at least one person watching this. So growing up, I was a really happy kid and I really didn't struggle with much anxiety. It was when I got into my teenage years that I began to see more anxious behavior inside of me. Firstly, I think it's really important when you struggle with anxiety to recognize that there is something triggering it. A lot of psychologists have said that a lot of anxiety stems from former childhood trauma. I don't know whether you guys have been through something traumatic in your childhood. It doesn't need to be something huge for it to be traumatic. A lot of the events that we go through in our childhood and pre-adolescent phase can really affect our future, and sometimes that causes anxiety. So first things first, I think it's really good if you can identify what triggers you, because once you identify the triggers, you can kind of help support yourself more and you can inform others of what your triggers are and they can help you as well. So a couple years ago for me was when the anxiety kind of started to come upon me. I would have moments where I felt like I couldn't breathe, I just wanted to cry and my chest was so tight. One time I was in this dessert place with my friends. There were like 20 of us there. We were just enjoying ourselves, having dessert and stuff, and I just felt something trigger me and I immediately like had to go to the bathroom and just leave everyone. I didn't really tell anyone what was going on. I just kind of left, and then my best friend Tiffany and my boyfriend Josh came to find me eventually and helped calm me down. But when I was in that bathroom and all the other times where I felt anxious, I've always used these specific techniques and they've really helped me. So I wanted to come in here today and share those with you guys. I don't know if you already know them, but they're just some techniques that have really helped me. So firstly is the 5 senses technique. This one is absolutely amazing. I've also used this technique on some young people when they have been having panic attacks and it's really been helpful. So basically you think about the 5 senses, so you think about like smell, touch, hearing and taste. So I just thought about all of those 5 senses and I basically asked myself, what are 5 things that I can see right now? What are 4 things that I can hear? What are 3 things that I can smell? What are 2 things that I can taste? And what is 1 thing that I can touch? And basically going through that list kind of helps you take your mind off that trigger and off the anxiety, and it helps you focus on what's around you. So for me, that just really helps me recenter. Secondly, prayer is something that was absolutely powerful in my life. In those moments where I felt so crippled by anxiety, I would pray to my Father who deeply loves us, and I would just ask him to bring me his sense of peace, and that would always help. I also love this grounding technique. I always in those moments just sit down on the ground, feel the ground underneath me, and this just helps me feel so much more secure. It made me remember where I am, and again it recentered me. And lastly, deep breathing is something that has also really encouraged me in moments of anxiety. So I would take a breath in for 10 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds and release it for 15 seconds. This is so powerful because it also again refocuses you. It reminds you of your breath. In moments of anxiety, so much can feel like it's out of control. So when you do these deep breathing techniques, it actually gives you something that you can control in that moment, and therefore it brings you so much more peace. So those are techniques that have worked for me. I'm not going to say that they work for everybody. anxiety, but I would definitely say to give them a try. The number one thing that I want to say about anxiety is that Jesus is bigger than it. I don't know if you guys are Christians, but I am, and I just know that Jesus has helped me come so far with my anxious thoughts. I haven't struggled with anxiety much for like a year now, and I know that is all down to Jesus. I also went to counselling for quite a few months, and that really helped me because it helped me to find these techniques. It helped me to find some Bible verses and coping strategies that really worked for me. I want to remind you guys, like, if anxiety is something that you struggle with, it is okay to get help. It is okay to find a counsellor. They really do help. Jesus gives us all these things so that we can help ourselves. And lastly, I just want to share some verses with you guys that have really helped me in times of anxiety. Isaiah 41:10 says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Psalm 46 verse 10 says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress." Thirdly, Romans 8:28, which is my all-time favorite Bible verse. It's also on my wall. It says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, for those who are called according to his purpose." That really reminds me that he works all things together for good, and that this anxiety that I'm feeling right now is not going to grip me. It is not going to last forever because God promises to work everything together for my good. Psalm 30 verse 5 says, "Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes with the morning." Psalm 94 verse 19 says, "When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy." And the last biblical reference I want to mention is Psalm 23. This is my all-time favorite psalm. I'll link it down below. I would definitely recommend that you read the whole thing, but one specific verse that stands out for me is when God says that he leads us beside still waters. And in every single moment when I felt anxiety, I just pictured God placing me beside a still brook with his presence, with his peace surrounding me, and that is what truly helps me. You are not a victim to anxiety. God is so much bigger than that, and he wants freedom for you. God doesn't want you for your whole life to be wrapped up in anxiety. He has so much more for you, and he can help you, and he's given you so many things around you to try and help you. I encourage you guys to ask for help because Jesus wants to help you, and there's so many people like counselors and therapists that are also there for you. Never be afraid, never feel like ashamed for asking for help because it's absolutely incredible. Some people say that asking for help is a weakness, but I think it is a huge strength. I love you guys so much. I hope this video helped at least one person. This is just personal experience that I've been through myself. If you ever need prayer, remember my Instagram is right here. I'm always here to speak with you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!